It shouldn't be called perfectionism. It should be called perfectionism because it fucks with your head. If you want to learn how to release a stranglehold that perfectionism has on your life, stick around. Hi, I'm Sam and welcome to my channel where I am dedicated to helping you build an awesome life one day at a time. I suffer from a particularly cruel brand of perfectionism that ends up resulting in procrastination. If I can't do something 100% perfectly the first time, I won't even try. Because it's better to fail because I didn't really try than really try and potentially fail. I'm sure this sounds familiar to you. I know that I am not alone. It is awful. And even worse, when you're procrastinating on things that you really need to get done because it's for school or it's a bill that needs to be paid or whatever. If you can't do it, it weighs on you and you think about it and it goes through everything you do. You could try and avoid it by playing a video game or reading a book or doing some other kind of task that has needed to be done, but it's always going to sit in the back of your head. And it's exhausting. Constantly thinking about the things that you should be doing whilst trying to avoid them is awful. So today I'm going to teach you a little technique that I learned from my therapist, which has been invaluable in helping me avoid perfectionism and move towards progress. If you need to see things written down, like me, this is how to do it. So have a look here. At the bottom is the problem. It's whatever you're trying to deal with or you want to deal with but aren't able to for whatever reason. And along here you've got two end results. Whatever decisions you make along this path will lead to either avoidance of the problem or progress towards fixing it. So there are two sides to this to help you make the decision about which way you're going to go. The first one is hooks. Hooks are things that lead you from this path and pull you towards avoidance. They might be energy levels or whatever is in your environment, like work or that you don't have enough money or whatever. These things are all need to be listed here so you can see exactly what is holding you back from moving towards progress rather than avoidance. And then on the other side of the equation, we have helpers. These are things that help pull you towards progress and away from avoidance. Because obviously, if this is a problem you're trying to solve, then avoiding it is only going to make it worse. So you need to list here the things that are available, all the resources you have at your disposal. We're going to work through an example in a minute, but a helper could be, for instance, if you have a bill that needs to be paid that you're avoiding because you don't have the money. If payday is on Thursday and you can put a set amount of money towards it on Thursday, that's a helper. Let's see how this works with an actual example. So the example I've picked is that you have an assignment. And there are a few hooks that are standing in the way of you actually finishing the assignment and moving towards progress. So the first one is that you're feeling depressed, and I know depression, lack of motivation, general apathy towards life, it's all a hook. These are all things that are going to impact whether you actually achieve the things that you want to achieve. Another hook might be that you don't have any daycare at the moment and your kids are running rampant around your house and making it impossible to actually concentrate and finish your assignment. So on the other side here, things that might help pull you towards progress, you've got that you want good grades. Something that goes in helpers is your values, things that are important to you that help you overcome your environmental issues to succeed. And then another one is that you might have a supportive family. So a couple of things about helpers. Helpers are things that can help cancel out or affect your hooks. So for example, no daycare. Well, maybe you could ask somebody to babysit. Maybe you could offer to send your sister out with your kids and send them all to the movies. It might cost you $30 in tickets, but they're out of the house for a few hours and you have dedicated time to working on your assignment. Another thing to note is this value here of wanting good grades. Sometimes that can actually be a hook even though it looks like a helper. So wanting good grades is a great value to have. You know, you want to succeed, you want to do well, you want to achieve whatever you put your mind to, and that's awesome. But if you're anything like me, the problem is when you want good grades, you don't want to take the chance that even though you try, you might not actually get them. So then a helper actually becomes a hook. Because you want good grades, you will not work on it until you know you can do it perfectly. And if you can't do it perfectly, why bother? That is a really big part of moving away from avoidance and towards progress, is accepting that perfection is not going to happen. By trying to make yourself perfect, you are leaving to chance your whole life. You're never going to do anything if you can't do it perfectly. I wanted to complete all my assignments perfectly, but because I was afraid to try, they got left to the last minute. They weren't my best work. Sometimes I didn't even pass at all, which goes directly against the value that I had of wanting to succeed. I hope that this technique helps you as much as it has helped me. I have found it amazingly helpful in motivating me to move beyond all the crap in my brain and putting it out on paper, to then being able to see exactly what's holding me back and exactly what I can do to affect each individual item. You are not made of marble. You won't ever be flawless. So embrace who you are in all of your human errors and issues, because otherwise you're just going to sit on your couch and watch TV until you die. And I don't know about you, but that sounds awful to me. Now, working on my depression means I no longer just want to exist. I want to thrive. And I want you to thrive as well. Now that we've seen it in play, I wonder, what have you been avoiding? Do you think that this actual system could help you? Writing it all out like this in quite specific detail actually helped motivate me towards YouTube, because it's something that I've wanted to do for a while, but was terrified to actually take the plunge and try in case I failed. If anyone's interested, hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you actually want to see that. Maybe I'll be able to scan it up and pop it online for you to have a look at and see how it works in an actual long form process. Well, that's all from me today. I hope that you found this helpful. If you want to see more content like this, where I talk about self-care and different ways to impact your life in the hard aspects as well as the fun stuff, consider subscribing. It'll really help me out to see if the information I'm giving is actually useful to people. Thank you so much for joining me. I create a video once a week, so hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!